she pulls down her pants and it turns out she's a drag queen and her Johnson is bigger than mine. Today I'm ranking your insane confessions, and insane would be an understatement. We got a tier list here. We got bro just like me. I don't know about that one, bro. Alright, bro. Yo, bro. Bro, I'm calling the police. Lethal injection, bro. Let's get right into it. One time I rubbed peanut butter all over my bed sheets and blanket before getting butt naked and rubbing jelly all over myself. After that, I turned off all the lights in my house and got snuggled up in bed so I could feel like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich inside of someone's lunchbox. These words have never been uttered by anyone in the history of the world before. That's crazy. What was the reason for this? You didn't feel sticky and gross? Were you comfortable, bro? Was it worth it? Dude, like I couldn't imagine smelling peanut butter and jelly all night. Like, yeah, I love peanut butter and jelly. I had one earlier, but the smell of it for 8 hours, however long you sleep, I could not smell it for that long. I would hate it from that point on. There's no way you did that. This is nowhere near the craziest confession, but I'm already like taken aback from this. I don't even know if I'm prepared for the rest of these confessions. What are you doing, bro? I don't know about that one, bro. Like, come on, man. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. Me and my sister used to stick our fingers in the outlet and let it shock us. We'd show our parents after that and keep doing it until our fingers got messed up badly. Natural selection. Y'all didn't learn the first time? Y'all must have pain kinks, because there's no way you just kept letting it shock you. And what did your parents say after you showed them your shocked fingers? Did they not care? That's what you get, honestly. I don't even know what to tell you. What were you thinking? What was the reason? Okay. All right, bro. Like, I don't know what you got going on, why you continue to do it. Yeah, good luck with that. Put a butt plug with a tail in my friend's locker and he got suspended. I ain't never told no one about that, and he blamed some Spanish girl in our class. This was in 6th grade, by the way. You're in 6th grade. I didn't know what a butt plug was in 6th grade, let alone that I have access to one. With a tail, let's add that part. Jeez. He got suspended over that. I mean, that is an appropriate reaction to a butt plug being on a middle school campus. But how did the girl he blamed get into the mix? What? Hopefully she didn't get in trouble for it, because that's crazy. You didn't say anything about your friend doing anything to deserve this treatment. You just did that unprovoked, so you're the villain here. Wow, some friend you are, bro. I'm not gonna call the cops on you unless you were a repeat offender, but just for now, yo, bro. One time when I was hiking up a mountain, when I was having lunch, I got bored and I threw a rock down the mountain, and later found out while watching the news that an old guy got hit in the head with a rock on the same mountain and died. The worst part is that I passed that guy earlier when I threw the rock, and I thought how funny it would be if I hit him. It was not funny. So you just admitted to murder. You killed a guy. Old guy, young guy, doesn't matter. You killed him. I don't know why you thought throwing a rock down a mountain would be a good idea. And you knew that there was a person down there that could potentially get hit by it. And your thought process during the throw was, oh, that's gonna be so funny. Like it's Looney Tunes or something. Come on, man. You know better than that. So yeah, you're a murderer, so I'm calling the police on you. My condolences to the old guy's family. You need to be locked up, because I'm pretty sure there's like a rule book about not throwing rocks down where others are hiking. Even if there's not a rule book, that's common knowledge. What are you doing? Shaking my head, bro. I saved my belly button lint in a jar labeled soul crumbs. Once a year, I bake them into cookies for my coworkers. They always say they taste earthy and comforting. I just smile and whisper, "You're welcome." That's really disgusting. What's the reason? At first, I was gonna ask, why do you want to see your coworkers suffer? But clearly they're not suffering. They like it. They think it's earthy and comforting. But what possessed you to even start that? What prompted this? That's so gross, dude. Whether this confession is true or not, you thought of this. Where did this thought even come from? Talking about, you're welcome. Bro, watch out. Back up, man. Dude, that's gross. And nobody notices? They're not like, I would notice if there was lint in my cookies. You need jail time, so I'm calling the police on you. Belly button lint is not sanitary, and you're giving them food that is not sanitary. You're slight poisoning your coworkers. Okay, not poison, but you're giving them something that they shouldn't be eating, so I should call the police on you. What charges would you get arrested under? I don't know. All it takes is for one person to get sick, and you're done for. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on you, and to anybody watching this, I would just avoid eating cookies from your coworkers, because you don't know who submitted this, where they're from, where they work at. You don't know anything. So if your coworker brings cookies to the office, and you bite into it and he's like, you're welcome. Yeah, spit that out, gang. Bro, I was looking for headphones in my garage and I see a backpack and think, what the heck? I open it up and I find my mom's dildo. It was a foot long, that's all. God bless you. God bless you too, bro. I'm sorry you had to see that. Wow. Why is it in the garage in the backpack? Why is it a foot long? Bro just wanted his headphones. I wouldn't even want to listen to music after that. I'd be like, dang. In terms of ranking this, like, you did nothing. All you did was see something that you didn't want to see. So yeah, I'm letting you off scot-free. I'm not blaming the mom either. I mean, she could have put it in a better place, but that's her business. I'm not gonna judge her for it. We're just gonna leave this one alone. So a month ago, I was walking with my friend when I saw a 10 out of 10 baddie, but she was 16. So I flirted with her and then we made out at my place. Nothing more, I promise. So you including the detail that she was 16 and saying, but she was 16, that leads me to believe that you're grown. You're a grown man talking about 10 out of 10, but she's 16. You called her a baddie, but she's 16. And you flirted with her, because being a grown man and looking at a 16-year-old in that way and nothing more is one thing, but you went over there and flirted with her. Then you took her back to your place. So these actually aren't anonymous and you're going to prison. All jokes aside, I am calling the cops on you because this is like not okay. Nothing more, I promise. I want to believe you, bro. But even still, even just kissing her, you shouldn't have done that, bro. I'm calling the police on you. If you did do something more than that, then a lethal injection would be in order. Dude just confessed to a crime. I'm trying to figure it out because I like to talk about God in my videos. I try my best to make positive and uplifting content, you know. How do I get people like this watching my videos? I don't get that. My goodness. Yeah, bro. Prison time. I have a massive crush on a student teacher. One time I asked to borrow one of his pencils and I never gave it back. That day, the class was pretty quiet and he was helping me out with my work. He was whispering in my ear and it low-key turned me on. After he finished helping me with the assignment, I went to the bathroom and used his pencil to get one out and proceeded to put it back on his desk a few days later without washing it. And I saw him put it in his mouth. A pencil? How sanitary of you. Some people just don't care about their pH balance. And wait, hold on. Let's backtrack a little bit. Why is he whispering in your ear? I know the teachers like will come over to your desk if you need help and they'll like talk quietly. I never had a teacher whisper in my ear before. They got some weird things going on. The student, you're crazy. Yo, bro, not only did you do that in the school bathroom, but you put it back on the desk without washing it. You should have thrown it away. My pencil? Like that's just kind of weird. And the cherry on top, the dude put it in his mouth. And if you're putting random stray pencils up there to please yourself, you clearly don't care about your health in that area. So I can only imagine what that thing smelled like. So the other day I was playing volleyball with the boys and we were having a good time. But there's this one kid who always had it out for me. One time he said he hoped I got stage 4 cancer. So you know he's serious. We were both in the front row on opposite teams and tried to spike the ball on one another, but while we were doing so, we body slammed each other and got knocked down. He told me that if I did it again, he was gonna lay me out. And I was like, bro, you were just as responsible for this as me. Luckily, the principal was walking past and he got talking to about his conduct, but this was not enough for me in my eyes. I've seen suspensions for this sort of thing, so I threw my AirTag on top of his car through the open sunroof and followed him home 2 cars behind. His iPhone is an older model, so it couldn't detect the AirTag. I parked across the street and rubbed an old shirt all over my sweaty body, then looked for his dog. I found him in the front yard, so I let it chase me for a bit and made sure it could smell the sweaty shirt. After a while, the dog got called inside. I crept around to the back of his house and saw that a-hole playing Xbox, so I yeeted the shirt at him and bounced. I overheard his dog jump at him, followed by a loud cry of pain. He came back to school with some bandages on his arm from a dog bite and said his dog bit him and they had to put him down. Bro better not threaten me again. Wow, okay. The dude wish you had stage 4 cancer. I've had people say mean things to me, but never to that extent. That's really serious. My goodness. Okay, sunk a 3-pointer into his car with an AirTag. He didn't even know. He followed the guy home. That's a little strange, but I mean, dude was determined. And then you got him bit by his dog. I know he latched on pretty hard, had bandages on his arms. You killed his dog. You were the reason behind that. And you don't even seem sorry about it. Bro better not threaten me again. You're not sorry about it and you would do it again. I mean, dang. Imagine the family that, knows and loves this dog, how defeated and sad they were to have it put down. They don't know that you're the mastermind behind this operation. He got an injured arm and he's down 1 dog. That's a crazy get back. I mean, yeah, he wished cancer on you, but like, I don't know, man. You shouldn't really be doing things like that. You're supposed to love your enemy. You know what I'm saying? All jokes aside, love your enemy. Don't seek for revenge, because God will handle that for you. He might have wished cancer on you, but in this situation, you're the bad guy. You would clearly do that again. So you are the enemy. You are the bad person, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, bro, I'm calling the police. You followed the guy home, you killed his dog, and you got him bit. So that's like 3 different offenses. The air tag is still in his car, so you could easily do something like this again. And you're not sorry about it. So like, yeah, definitely calling the police on you. You need to be locked up. And this is just a kid. If he continues down this vengeful path, who knows what he can be capable of. This is scary. I think you should chill out, bro, but in prison. So I'm calling the police on you. So basically when I was 17, I was dating this guy. Let's call him Robert. We've been together for about 7 months, and I was completely head over heels. Then, out of nowhere, I got a call from the hospital saying he'd been hit by a car. A few days later, I found out the driver was actually my best friend. Apparently, she had discovered Robert had been sleeping with her older sister. She only found out because she stayed over at her sister's place and accidentally walked in on him. It was such a shame when Robert actually died due to that car accident, and my friend never got caught. Oh well, love your videos though. Your best friend murdered Robert on purpose. This was no accident. She deliberately tracked him down and ran over him. Yeah, like she discovered that Robert cheated on her best friend, but like he didn't deserve to die. When the person that submitted this confession found out about it, they don't really seem sad for Robert. They're just like, oh well, shouldn't have cheated on me. Like, y'all are criminals. I gotta call the cops on you. You guys are so lucky that this is anonymous. Bro, you killed him. You're not even sorry about it. Nobody's sorry in these confessions. What's going on? Y'all are some supervillains. I'm terrified of my audience right now. I really hope this story isn't true. The best revenge after somebody cheats on you is to disappear and level up, bro. Don't kill him. You were 17 when you were dating Robert. This isn't your husband. You weren't engaged. It's not that serious. It's just like a high school boyfriend. And he's probably also 17. So clearly he's just, you know, a boy. He's not a man yet. He has some maturing to do. Even if this was your husband, you've been married for 10 years, you don't kill him. You just divorce him and move on. Gosh. And let me mention again that this relationship was only 7 months long. Not even a year. Just over half a year. And you killed the guy. You guys are going to jail. I saw my older cousin's puh when I was about 13 to 14. She bent over there and I saw forest of hair, so my preteen brain asked her if she ever shaved, which didn't end well. Why was it? I'm trying to figure out how this was exposed. Like, how did you even see it? Was she not wearing clothes? That's kind of gross. A forest of hair is insane. I wouldn't be happy if somebody asked me if I ever shaved either. Dang. Yeah, I imagine it didn't end well. I mean, again, you just saw something that you didn't need to see, so it's not really your fault. I'm not mad at you. I beat to the thought of seeing my cousin's puh again. Okay, now. Yo, bro. That's your cousin. Okay, you were good at first, but you had to go and ruin it. Thanks, bro. What is wrong with you all? Had me in the first half. I was in the movie theater watching the live-action Snow White remake, and I jerked off when the 7 dwarfs came on screen. I usually go to the bathroom to do this, but I just had to stay seated. So, you're regular. You normally do that in the movie theater. I guess if you're gonna do that, the bathroom is the most polite way to go about it, but you really don't have to do that, bro. But you say you had to stay seated like the 7 dwarves were something special. I'm not sure if anyone saw me do it. I was alone in the front row, but I had a blanket on my lap. So, you brought a blanket for that sole purpose, just to hide your nonsense under there. Come on, man. We have to do better. I hope that I was able to hide it. I felt like a few parents were pulling their kids back when I walked by, but that might have just been the post-nut clarity kicking in. I'm calling the police on you. This is like, well, I mean, I guess you're covering yourself up, but this is like some form of indecency. Like that's a crime. You can't do that, bro. That's a Snow White remake. Let's go back about that. That's a kid's movie. This might have to be a lethal injection, because you did say you usually go to the bathroom. I don't care. You're a regular movie theater beater. You do this on a regular basis. Lethal injection would ensure that you don't do that again. You could expose yourself to a kid one day. That's not okay. So I'm gonna have to give you a lethal injection. Get this guy off the streets. I don't understand, like, how are these my viewers? I simped over a fictional character so much that I bought a plush of them online and modified it so it has a hole in the bottom. So, okay, we all know what the hole's for. He's a creative guy, but you're using that creativity in ways that you shouldn't be using it, bro. That's not very productive. Come on, man. Well, what I want to know is, what fictional character are we talking about? You don't really see too many human being plushes. You don't. They're mostly like animals. Imagine coming home from an 8-hour shift and walking in on your son giving a stuffed tigress from Kung Fu Panda the works. Crazy work. Let's move on. So, this happened a few years ago. I was at a college party when a girl came up to me and tried to hook up with me. At first I said no. I was still a virgin, and yeah, I was freaking scared. So later, I go and have a couple of drinks with the homies, right? I tell them about the girl. My friend, let's call him Bob, looks at her and instantly says, yo, just do her, bro. Do your best to avoid having a Bob in your life. So I walked up to her and I told her I reconsidered her offer. I meet up with her a couple hours later. Well, she pulls down her pants and it turns out she's a drag queen and her Johnson is bigger than mine. Oh, wow. I want to know, like, what happened after this, like the defeated look in his face after he realizes that the drag queen's thing is bigger. So there was this couple in the school that I used to go to, and they were a really good couple. I knew the guy well, and the girl didn't seem too bad. They had been dating for months, and it didn't seem like anything would go wrong. But towards the end of the year, some drama would go around. Apparently, the girl had been caught giving the glut treatment to a different guy. Word of mouth, said she was hammered that day. It spread like wildfire, and she denied it. The guy was apprehensive about it, but believed her. I really liked this guy though. He was an awesome person, so I got really mad with the girl. So, I thought of a plan to catch her in the act. I knew there was another party in about a couple weeks' time, so I hatched a plan. I would get my homie to go to the party with me, and we would keep a close eye on her the whole time. Fast forward to the party, we go and she's there without her friend. I guess the rumors were true because she started drinking immediately after showing up. My homie started talking to her after a bit, and I could tell that she was interested. After about 10 minutes of bickering, she signaled for them to go into a bedroom. My homie had a phone on him so he could capture anything. Turns out she was giving him the glut treatment as well. He caught the whole thing on video and sent it to me. The next day, we broke the news to our buddy. Man, I don't know if they showed him the video as proof or just told him. Either way, if I was the guy, I would fall to my knees. I would be so hurt. My goodness, bro. I wouldn't be able to eat for weeks. But there was another part. Turns out that my homie was crying during it, so he went to the administration and claimed that he had been abused. The girl would get suspended for 2 weeks and would have to go to a special program for the rest of the year. The principal would break the news to the school so everyone knew at that point. The best part about this is that my buddy, the guy who originally dated the girl, would end up in a new relationship a few days later. They're still going out even after years. A few days later? Like, you already had her lined up or something? You gave him no time to heal, but I guess. Dang, how hard is it to just be loyal? And don't give me an excuse that you're hammered. You're making the decision to get hammered, but you're still somewhat aware of what you're doing when you are hammered. He got the news. Terrible news to get. I'm glad he didn't just break down and just like turn into Mordecai after Margaret getting into a relationship a few days later. I mean, that's not what I would do personally, but as long as he's happy. He went through something crazy, something he didn't have to go through, but he's doing well. They're still going out after years. He found the person that he actually deserves. So that's good. I'm not mad at the person who wrote the confession, obviously. I'm proud of him for creating a plan like this. But the girl that was dropping neck everywhere, I won't call the police on you, but I'm gonna just hit her with a, yo bro, like what are you doing? Look at yourself. I feel bad for her father if he's even in her life. I doubt it. I have a serious addiction to lust that I'm doing my best to overcome. And one time I was so down bad and at a low point that I would screen record my friends, female friends, FaceTime and do it to that. I don't know if you saw it, but I made a video about getting over lust. So I think you should go check that out. I plan on covering the rest of the 7 deadly sins: envy, gluttony, greed, wrath, sloth, and pride. From the looks of some of these confessions, you guys are gonna need it. So I have some work to do. And so do you guys. Honestly, bro, apologize to your female friends. That is so vile. If I was in their shoes and I found out you were doing that to me, I would feel disgusted and I wouldn't want to be your friend anymore. I certainly wouldn't FaceTime you anymore. Are these anonymous? If they are and I won't get arrested, I will say, who knows what he's gonna say? Like, this could be anything. He knows he's gonna get arrested. This has gotta be bad. I'm scared. I really hope this is a joke. I don't think it's a joke. He seems genuinely concerned. Let's give this guy a lethal injection, because I'm actually terrified. Who knows what this guy's up to? Get this man out of here. Yo, so this one time I went to a friend's house and we were playing hide and seek, and I was a seeker. My friends were hiding in really solid spots since they were pretty thin and could manage their way into small spaces. Anyway, so I was in the hallway and I heard the shower going off in his washroom, and my dumb self thought they were hiding in the washroom and using the running shower as a deterrent. So I decided to open the washroom door and pull back the curtains, and next thing I see is some hairy buff man naked and oiled up screaming at me to get out. I would be lying if I didn't say I gooned to what I saw after. It's always like a good story, or I don't know, an interesting story, ruined by gooning. Y'all always find a way to put gooning in these. I'm sorry you had to see that, bro, but you weren't sorry you had to see that, obviously. Y'all have no house training. What do you mean you gooned to what you saw after? A dude was playing hide and seek. You should have hid in the closet, because that's where you've been hiding all this time if you gooned to a hairy buff man. This was a while ago. I'm sane now, so don't worry. I was very immature, so please don't judge me. Okay, I'm scared. Like, with all these disclaimers in the beginning, this has to be something wicked, something crazy. I'm kind of scared to continue, bro. I used to have a crush on Adolf Hitler, and some nights I would Google that disgusting idiot and I would use a toothbrush for you know what. But I am sane now. I go to church every Wednesday and Sunday, and I am very ashamed of my past. You did give me a disclaimer. You did tell me not to judge you, so I'm gonna try my best to not judge you. We listen and we don't judge. Adolf Hitler? I don't see the appeal in that guy. Was it the mustache? So when you did Google him, you would like scroll past all the parts where he's a terrible person and he did terrible things, and you would just, you know, get your rocks off with a toothbrush. But you are sane now. You're going to church Wednesday and Sunday. This is a wonderful testimony, but like, dang, you were really like at rock bottom. You should be ashamed of your past, but I'm not judging you because I told you I wouldn't. I didn't tell you that, but if we're going off back then, yo, bro, you are doing better, but the fact that that crossed your mind at some point is kind of crazy. But you're good, you're sane now, so I respect that. One time we were on a long drive and I was feeling excruciatingly horny. A funny way to describe it. So naturally, because of the fact that I was riding in the very back of the vehicle and because I covered myself with the blanket, what is with y'all and bringing gooning blankets wherever you go? I started choking my chicken on a bus with other people. However, the scales of my primitive urges fell from my eyes, revealing to me the animal I truly was. Since then, I vowed to quit jerking off entirely. It is a difficult journey, but a necessary one. And despite many failures, I persist. To anyone who sees this message, you can quit too. Jerking off is disgusting. And in the end, it's only frying your dopamine sensors. Don't be afraid of falling. Be afraid of not trying. You know, I respect this. Another testimony that's wonderful. He was at a low point, you know, we're not going to talk about what he did, but he vowed to quit jerking off. And I respect that. I have the utmost respect for his commitment. And I love that you encourage the others who read this to want to stop as well. He's right. It is frying your dopamine receptors. At my school, a girl was deathly allergic to peanut butter. So I gave her a Rice Krispie that I knew had peanut butter in it so I could see if she was faking having a peanut allergy. You said deathly allergic to peanut butter. Like, she could die from it. And you knew this, but you didn't know if she was serious or not. What were you gonna do if she was telling the truth? Like, first of all, who would even fake that? What would be a reason to fake a peanut allergy? There is no reason. You can't think of one, right? So odds are she probably is allergic because, again, there's no reason to fake it. And you gave her a Rice Krispie treat. I hope that she smelled the peanut butter on it and put it down. Dude, that's like, I would say attempted murder. You didn't continue the story. You didn't tell me what the ending was. Did she eat it? Did she have a peanut allergy? Did she survive? Is she okay? The world may never know. Lethal injection. Let's see how you like something going into your body that shouldn't be in your body. I sometimes cut myself on the arm and I haven't told anyone yet. I kind of show the scars around my friends to get them to maybe say something, but they haven't yet. Stay safe, everyone. Kind of seems like you're doing it just to get attention. That's a terrible reason to do that. I think you should talk to somebody. You should get into therapy. This is not a constructive way to deal with whatever you might be dealing with. I don't know if you have something going on behind the scenes that your friends don't know about, or if you just solely seek attention from your friends and they aren't giving it to you. So what are you going to keep doing it? And what's the end game here? Like, if they're really good friends, they're going to, you know, try to get you to stop. Are you just trying to play show and tell, or do you want help, but you're too afraid to ask. So you're trying to get your friends to notice and be concerned for you and find the help for you. I don't know. I don't think you should continue doing it. I think you should just go find some help, go talk to somebody, a trusted adult. I think you should take your own advice and stay safe. I'm sorry you feel the need to do that. Not really a confession, but I really want to be better with God, but I struggle to get into the Bible. Also, any advice for socializing, I really struggle with it. If you're already not that much of a reader, the Bible can be hard to get into, I have to admit. It also depends on what translation you're trying to read. If you're trying to read the King James Version, yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to get into. But if you just read the New International Version, it'll be pretty simple. It'll be easy to understand. The King James Version is just complicated for no reason. They'll be like, "Pray thee, wouldst thou hand me yon chalice over yonder? Huh? I entreat thee, for my thirst is exceedingly great." Bro, what are you saying? Would you just hand me my water, please? Always doing too much. Why don't you just... If you're not already, I would say try reading the NIV version, but if that still isn't working, then I would recommend the Action Bible. It's like, you know what I'm saying? The picture book version of it. It's really awesome. I think you should try it. This is not an ad, I'm just recommending it. But like, yeah. Obviously, you're not going to get the scriptures and all that, but you are going to learn the stories, and it's really cool. It's a pretty hefty book, but it's really fun to read. So I recommend this, but if this is still too big for you, then there's the Manga Bible, which is like just the manga version of it. Also really awesome. It's a little smaller, but yeah. And once you read those, getting into the Bible afterwards might be a little bit easier because the stories are all familiar to you. So I would say start with those if you really just can't get into any version of the Bible. You also said you wanted advice for socializing. What aspect of socializing do you need help with? Like the initiation, or like when you're actually in the conversation, you don't know what to say? Initiating, the easiest way you can do it is just give compliments. Hey, I like your shirt. Where'd you get it? I like your shoes. If you're standing in line to get something to eat, say, hey, I've never been here before. What are you getting? What's good here? Don't press on if they're not trying to have a conversation for real. Just like get practice talking to people and getting over the fear of approaching people. Asking for directions, even if you know the area, asking for directions will help you get over the fear of approaching people. Find one of your passions. If you have a hobby, let's say you like skateboarding, go to a skate park on a regular basis. You guys are all there skating, whoever's there. If you go up and ask somebody how to do this, they're not gonna spit on you. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks for asking me. This is how you do this. Go to a church. Like literally, if you go to a church, pretty much everybody's friendly. They will talk to you first. Turn to your neighbor. You're always gonna speak to somebody there. So once you just like try to practice these things in daily life and get used to talking to people, socializing will just come, you know? I hope that little bit of advice helped. So yeah, go ahead and pick up the Action Bible and start talking to people, start giving out compliments and see where it takes you. All right, so I had a crush on this beautiful girl at my school, and eventually it got leaked, and she came up to me and said she thought I was fine stuff and she totally hang out with me. And that weekend I was going to hang out with my friend group at the movies and then go do something after. So we were talking for a little bit and I invited her. At the movie, she wore really short jean shorts and kept trying to scoot as close to me as possible. At one point she even tried to sit on my lap, so I told her I'm not comfortable with anything like that yet because I'm only 14. She backed off for a while, and later I was going to go to the bathroom, and after I told her, she started following me, which I didn't even notice until I was at the urinal and she just appeared behind me. She turned me around and tried to pull me as close to her as possible and rub her chest into me and tried to bring me down to eye level as I was pushing her away and telling her to stop. She didn't listen, so I had to push her to get out of there. I just left the theater right away. Wow. Bro was a victim. I'm sorry that happened to you. Jeez. 14. I'm assuming she's also in that age range. Being that freaked out as an 8th grader or freshman in high school is crazy. I'm proud of you for standing your ground, creating that boundary, you know what I'm saying, not letting her in. That is not the kind of woman you want on your body. She's too fast. Her appearing into the men's bathroom is really crazy though. I'm sorry, you didn't hear her walking behind you until you got to the urinal. Zero survival instincts. But I'm not mad at this guy. He wasn't ready to do anything and he made sure that he didn't, you know what I'm saying? She was trying to force herself onto him, so she deserves jail time. What do you mean she didn't listen after you said stop? Bro was just trying to hang out with his friends and got the whole night ruined for him. And so yeah, the confessions were pretty good, pretty traumatizing, but Pretty good. I'm glad you guys submitted them. Thank you. Now I want to make a video on you guys' pickup lines. Some guy in the comments gave me the idea. So there's a Google form in the description where you guys can submit your pickup lines, and I'm going to rank them based off if it's a smooth shot or if it's a backwards between the legs blindfolded half-court shot on triple rims. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what kind of pickup lines you guys are going to submit, but only time will tell. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Praise God, and I'll see you next time. You always being extra, bro. Why didn't you just say that? Bro, just